Nocturnal. It's all about the moon hunting, an empty wholeness. Must have her suspended in the middle of the stage. Performer and performed, both alluring. One burning the cheek, bumming another. Props the liquor on the grass, while lips lock, tongues twist, she turns lemony. Forgiveness floods, and a forget-me-not so locally blooms. The lonesome agenda of a night, and next day, running a highway. Paper Town. Here it pours more than it rains in Paper Town. I was walking around a little while ago. A fruit seller's cry let me remind things go as low as your beautiful feet kissing the mud. Tire prints, a few pints of beer, and I would say some ginger will only do. How much I love being all without you. Here in the paper town float paper boat and paper eye. Seventh July. Wind will carry us nowhere but a mundane world. A painted house standing low behind, the giant trees far behind, birds flying to oblivion, and a burning sun, fainting its last glow on the river down the page, watercolored, that awaited for a man since longer than length, for her last ferry to row. Fairy tale. One fine morning, finding the mirror stood before, you remembered your little nagging for a tiny red molly in a small jar. Watching at the stagnant water that blocked the road, and you never knew how to swim. The fish is no more, and the fear of losing the blush. Only a little shadow floats still on the terrible glass. Her fishing fingers. 1. Still carrying a guilt for finding her only a teaspoon, and not an antidote for the void of her being amorously pensive through her fishing fingers, and reminding her again to call vodka a vodka with only lemon and chili, though it was a lunch petite, and she was much more than a guest, and I little less than a host. 2. Can I buy an E for you? A long skirt whirling in the wind, July rain soaked so deep as blind. Can I ask you a holy night, each little a lonely whore, with brushes and colors, with grasses and grains, rubbing few fathoms of light, painting a few more of shade? And the morning, riverside by, flesh smells so pure and rich, oozes blood so red and thick. So is borrowed a noon and a meal. Can I pay her 2 silver coins? Being a nothing. I often surprise myself more than one does. I hear the flowery songs bees would bring an end to this spring, and I, the sunken sun that would be born never again, the drunken moon, that would be hanged till death. What am I then a portrait of? To SS. I will drive this night, if not, this night drives me. The sea fading blue, and sands washing your gown white in color. The merry bell rings, our kindergarten school is over, and Miss Julie's waving her hands, her beautiful palms, and her little fingers, so acute on piano reeds. Play our adolescence. We are lovers, lovers for finite times. And now, sing me the farewell song. There are more rains to fall out of my head. There are more roads that show your whirling skirt. There are more springs than the boy has drawn. Birds are there more than they have flown. 2. I'll keep falling in you. So in me. The pane of the window little tilted, the frame of the door little unsung. I am none of yours. You are none of mine. Still, we are of ourselves. Keep walking. Maybe not we, rather our shadows coming out of our skin, coming out of our bone, coming out of our everything or nothing at all. 3. Let me ask you if you believe fire. Let me ask you if you believe water. Let me ask you if you believe sky. Let me ask if you believe earth. A few leaves of calendar still unturned. A few numbers still undone. Let me believe that you believe all unread. And let me believe that you believe all undead. Carcinoma. I might tell you someday I was never born, never physically engineered. I was rather a mystery, died out of death. I carried the drugs mostly scheduled for the day after day and even the day after. A little guilt I do also fear that would happen if I chanced to be in a land out of all quadrants. And nothing is scheduled mostly. If anything deeper and denser than pretty death comes and I finds all but I, a scared thought though, that fills upon in this fall, asks for some seeding time. Here I upload me and feel someone loading me down.